Oh yeah, baby. It is episode 137 of Left Side Heavy the podcast, presented by Blue Wire. It's your boys, Hayden and Jevin, and we are joined once again by the Seahawk fan himself, Mr. Tanner Rennich. How we doing, buddy?
We're doing good, man. We're a little sick right now, so we're gonna battle through this, but we'll be good to go.
Fucking right. That's what I like to hear. Have you it's been a while since you've come on. Do you miss me?
A little bit. I
You
mean, I
just
see
come
your
around
face
the pod?
pretty often. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, but Hayden, how we doing, buddy? Are you over that sickness? Did you pass it on to Tanner?
Yeah, surely I
Fuck,
must
it's
have.
probably good, that bastard.
Yeah, of the many times that, Tanner and I have hung out recently. Yeah, I'd say so, right? No, I'm good, man. I had kind of a scare today at work. Um, Not like life-threatening or anything, but I almost had to go all the way out to West Van at like 1:15. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. And
Yeah.
then the install guy was like, yeah, don't come out today. I have a doctor's appointment at 3:45. So we won't even have time to install just like five things and clean them up. And I'm like, fucking right.
Yeah, thank God.
Just kept the rest of my shift in the shop and yeah, doing it tomorrow. So got an easy day tomorrow.
All right. So would that have been worse? A worse
Way worse.
feeling
I would
than
have been oh sorry, then what?
the losing to me by point 0.4 in fantasy?
No, not at all. Dude, the fact that I was hoping for an assist from Hampus and all I needed was a shot. You know how just fucking awful that is knowing I just needed a shot?
Yeah.
And I know I've explained to you obviously what happened on Thursday, but Tanner, do you want to hear how I could have beat Jev, but work fucked me?
No. So
Okay,
for this is
sounds
for
good.
hockey fantasy, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear?
No, no, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, shut the
So,
fuck up.
yeah. So last Thursday, it was an absolutely just terribly busy day. I was all the way out in West Van, like almost into North Van. I was about closer to Squamish than I was to home.
Right.
And I was like getting ready to leave around 3:30 and I'm the driver, so I have to drive like this big fucking truck, right? And we get on the road and we're just entering like Burnaby, and I just quickly remember I'm like, "Oh fuck, I haven't set my NHL lineup today." Cuz usually I like to do that. I don't know. I
You guys have daily lineups?
Yeah,
You
you
can do
can
weekly, but I like to do daily.
well
Okay.
like you can set them for the week and then adjust them. You can adjust them daily though.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
do that. I made the mistake of not doing that. So I quickly get my coworker. I'm like, Carter, can you please check my lineup right now? So I go through all the steps, and Duchesne and Forsberg are playing. And that night they combined it for 5 points. But I didn't put them in my lineup because they were already playing a game. So I'm like, oh,
Like
I'm not gonna lose by 5 points if I'm gonna lose. And I lost by point four.
like they combine for
Nice.
5 fantasy points or like
Five
five.
fantasy points. They
Oh,
they
okay.
literally combined. Yeah, Forsberg got 7, and Duchesne got like -2. And so,
Oh, that's tough. But
oh,
yeah, I
it's
was
so tough.
because going up to like the final day, like on Sunday, I I was watching like on Saturday night. I was like, okay, I'm up by like 40 points,
You
or
were
I'm
up by
up.
70,
Yeah, I'm up by like
74.
70. I should be easy breezy. Like this is fine. Like I'm projected to get like
Didn't have
450,
McDavid playing.
and then I check and I'm up by 16, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And like I don't have anybody playing out. And he has Clayton Keller and Hampus Lindholm. And the next thing you know, Clayton Keller gets two more goals. And now I'm up by like four. And then Lindholm's playing with a full period to go. And I'm like, this guy gets one apple on even strength. And I lost. But he didn't get anything. So I'm like, I win right now, but I've been fucked by stat correction before. Like I've gone to sleep winning, but woke up and I lost because of stat correction. And I wake up and Hayden's like, you beat me by 0.4. And I'm like, oh, so stat correction almost did fuck me again. But
Holy fuck.
because Clayton Keller himself got like 26 points.
He got
Yeah.
20. Yeah, he got a hat trick, a nice
Yeah.
hattie.
And I'm like, you're kidding. This would happen to me. But nonetheless, I pulled out with the W. But all right, we'll kickstart this week. Canucks played. They were 500, but they beat the Sharks 6-5 in overtime. Dakota Joshua almost got the Gordie Howe Hattie. Pedersen continues his great year. He got a goal and an assist, including the OT winner. But then the Canucks also lost 3-0 to the Wild at home, got shut out. Philip Gustafson got his first career shutout for the Wild. Miller continues to look iffy, making some terrible choices on the power play, even in the offensive end. Just is pretty careless with it, but Minnesota overall just looked like the better team. But I mean, Spencer Martin did what he could. Unfortunately, it came in a losing effort, but I'd say he played pretty well. But did you guys catch any of the games this week, and what were your overall thoughts of their play?
I caught almost all the games. No, I think I did catch all the games actually. Yeah, because there was only two.
Yeah.
And I thought there was one last night, but I guess they have a extended break till tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, I don't know, it was pretty average. Like nothing exciting worthy. I thought the Minnesota game, I thought they were gonna kind of blow Minnesota out of the water. Minnesota was on back-to-back nights after getting spanked by Edmonton, and Minnesota comes right around and just absolutely shuts the door on the Canucks Saturday. And that was pretty depressing.
Yeah.
What about you, Tanner? Oh, sorry, Jeff.
I just thought the Minnesota game. I just thought it was one of those games where fucking like no bounces were going the Canucks' way, and it's just one of those frustrating hockey games to watch. Where like we have all these chances, why can't we score goals?
Yeah, it's brutal, especially when your goalie is off to such a hot start because there's multiple times we could have gone down way earlier in that game, but Martin was like a brick wall back there. Like he was stopping everything. And then that you can only keep that up for so long, right? And it was just a matter of us not taking advantage of that, which is super frustrating. But
Yeah, he definitely hasn't been our. That's for sure.
yeah, JT Miller has continuously, like in that Montreal Canadiens game, this game, and many others, he's been super careless with his choices, especially on the power play, like I mentioned before. Against Montreal, he turned it over like about 5 times doing that stupid that fake shot behind the back pass to
Oh, I
Hughes.
fucking hate that play, dude.
He does that all the time. He turned it over 5 times on one power play, and then ended up giving up a shorthanded goal, I believe, or it was just as the power play ended. And then this game, he tries to go across the ice, tape to tape with the Minnesota player, and then that turns into a goal. Is there anything else? What's your suggestion to like fixing this bullshit? Because unfortunately, his contract, us signing him to that contract, has basically made him untradeable because no one's going to take that on. But what else do you suggest to limit those mistakes? Because that guy, like, do we give him a PP whack and not put him on the power play anymore? Or like, because he continues to make these mistakes, but it's costing us like a lot of shorthanded chances. So do you guys have any suggestions or like thoughts to fixing this?
A PP whack just kind of made me chuckle there. That was fucking hilarious.
Kind of funny. Power
Oh,
play, whack.
I didn't even think of that.
yeah, dude, you're on it with the unintentional puns today.
Seriously.
We'll talk about the other one that you told me, but like what do you do with someone that you just basically signed your life away, to like the devil? Um, he he's it's a shame that Bo has looked like what JT Miller's contract should look like, because now it's like, what the fuck do you do with him?
Yeah.
He has to play, but if he doesn't play, people are just gonna say, "Oh, he just got his bag and didn't do anything," which, unless barring injuries, is totally going to be true, And it's like, fuck, you get one good season in a contract year, and this is what happens. And I mean, you can't really blame someone, but I mean, at the same time, you can. It's their drive to win, their character. And that's why he's not a captain. That's why he's only an assistant captain. And if, you know, Bo ends up leaving, uh, I think somebody else is going to get the captain before Miller does.
Yeah, I would go like the PD direction if Horvat
Yeah, definitely go
gets
young.
traded. But like what's frustrating about that is we signed the wrong guy in the wrong year. Like we signed a guy who had another year of his current contract on when we had an expiring UFA this year. And we signed just the wrong guy, which is super frustrating because we could have dealt with Miller this offseason as opposed to, you know? So it's like
Or if we
it's
were tanking, we could have traded Miller.
exact. We should have
Mm-hmm.
traded Miller. We
Should
should have,
have.
but that's a old road. But we'll go into it now. Um, Bo Horvat rejected the Canucks' best and final offer that they were giving him. Speculations, rumors came in saying that it was just under $8 million a year, around $64 million overall. I'm assuming a 6 to 8 year deal, is my assumption. He rejects it. So basically meaning that the Canucks are now going to go look for the best trade offer. And Horvat is frustrated that the media is putting this much weight on it and it being a distraction to the team. And he feels bad for the rest of his teammates and that he's focused on winning now as a Canuck and doing the best he can. What are your guys' thoughts on the contract rejection from Horvat and his camp? Tanner, I'll go to you.
Okay. Not good news now that it's all leaked like this. Like, it's just one more distraction for the Canucks that they don't need.
Yeah.
That probably their best player, arguably this year, is not coming back after this year. So, kind of everyone's spirits are probably a lot more down. But, um, I mean, I think that signing Miller and Besser last year really fucked us, and I didn't like both of those contracts from the get-go. But I also had people saying, no, no, they're great contracts. But I mean, it's coming full circle, right? And it's gonna bite us in the ass now because we're losing our leader and probably one of our best players now. So fuck us, right?
Pretty much. That sums it all up. Fuck us, right? Jesus. Aiden, what about you?
It's just cry me a river, I I'll cry myself a river, actually. This
Yeah.
is the year that like I kind of start watching hockey, get really into it, and everything that I have known is Petey's the goal scorer, Hughes is our best defenseman, and Demko is like unstoppable sometimes. But Bo Horvat was never really like a big name that I watched out for. He was the captain, and understandably why. He was a playmaker and he fought for everyone on his team.
And he kind of like chipped in every once in a while.
Exactly. But now this is a different player. Like
Yeah.
this is a franchise player the way he's playing. You know what I mean? He's scoring goals, he's playmaking, he's taking on hits that other people should be taking on, and he is the captain.
And he's like the
And
best face-off guy in the league too.
yeah, his face-off percentage is insane. Like he's gonna be a hotter free agent pickup on trade deadline than Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
undoubtedly, obviously because of age as well, but like talent. You know what I mean? Like he's watch him go to Boston or something.
Dude, I think
Just to
everyone,
really fuck us.
They
Watch
don't
him
have
go
the
to
room.
Boston.
I think that'd be a bigger riot than in 2011 when we lost the cup. But
Not to take away from like Hayden's hockey watching, just because he was kind of getting into it this year, but I kind of knew that Bo Horvat what he was kind of 3 years ago. Like you knew he was a good player,
yeah,
right? And he was a huge part of the Canucks in that team. So
Mhm.
yeah,
not prioritizing that contract is really shitty.
yeah. What I liked about Horvat is that he did so much more off the score sheet than a lot of the players do. Like we all know like Pedersen is really good both ways on both sides of the puck, but Horvat, he when you need a face-off win in the defensive zone with 45 seconds left for the other team to tie it up, you need a guy out there that's going to win the puck for your team and get possession. And Horvat's that guy. He does so many small things that help the team out when you need it most. He scores goals in the biggest moments too. He's continuously been one of our best playoff performers since he's developed into the player he has. Like especially the past few years, like the bubble year, he was unbelievable. And I guess we that's like the only time we've made the fucking playoffs since he's been the player he has. But even just when we need a goal late, when our power play has been bad, who is the one guy that gets it back rolling is Horvat. Like he continuously steps up big when you need a big goal. And he does the little things that teams don't really rely on. Like when we get rid of him, we're gonna realize like, holy shit, Horvat in the circle winning those faceoffs was massive because in the defensive zone, if you lose that, there's the percentage of chances of getting scored on right away is huge. And Horvat took a lot of that away. So he's going to be a really hot commodity around the trade deadline, Hayden. I really agree with you on that, that he's going to be a bigger piece than Kane because of the chance at signing him after the trade. Whereas Kane, they might not really gravitate towards that because he is a bit older. Whereas Horvat, you might be able to get a bit more prime years out of him, and he just adds a bit more to his bag. So it's really frustrating how the Canucks management handled this. I don't think we get enough credit for being one of the worst run organizations in sports because of how much we've fumbled so many different bags, like trading to or like letting Tanev and Toffoli walk and then signing Virtanen, signing Miller instead of traded him, signing Besser, and then letting Horvat or having to trade Horvat. Trading $12 million in cap space and a first round pick for OEL and Garland. And now you're paying OEL 7.25 for the next 5 years. It's like we're stepping back when we should already be progressing when Linden said that we should rebuild like 6 years ago. Like we should be in the progression that like Buffalo's on instead of going down. So it's super frustrating where this team's at because it's been run terribly and Aquilini's been blinded by playoff revenue when we're not even close to sniffing consistent playoff appearances. So many of this has just been terrible.
Just to rattle off some stats here for Bo Horvat. So since 2016, he's had a 20-goal season up until now. So that's 7 years in a row he's had 20 goals. And every one of those years he's had over 50 points pretty much. Or on pace for over 50 points. So he's
Yeah.
like consistency, dude.
And last year he hit 31. Or
Yeah, 31 goals last year in 70 games.
Mm-hmm.
like this guy is just massive to any team.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Canucks first offer to him in the offseason, I think, was like 8 by 5.5 or something like that, like a Ryan Nugent Hopkins contract. And he
Right.
turned that down. And then I think we just offered him just under 8 and he turned that down. So it just seems like he sees the direction the team is going. And he's like, I don't want to be a part of another rebuild. I want to go contend, which is totally fair to him because he got drafted to what was a playoff team because we made the playoffs just a couple years after he was drafted. And then he went to the dumps, went to the playoffs, and then now we're going back to the dumps. And he's like, I don't want to go through this shit again because he's not going to be in his prime anymore by the time we're good again. So he's
Yeah.
probably wants to go and play some meaningful hockey, which is totally fair. It's on the Canucks management, ownership, everything above the players that just ran this team into the ditch, which sucks. But
Yeah, that playoff run in the bubble that one year, I kind of think screwed Canucks fans because it gave them some sort
also,
of hope and management some sort of hope. So then we thought, okay, no, we're doing the right things. We just need to trade for a few more players or sign a few more players, and then we'll be there. And then we did that, and bleep, fuck,
yeah. Wah,
fuck
When
us
in
wah.
again.
reality, the 8 Canadian teams just fucking sucked.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was it was
What
terrible.
about what about a team really like wanted to go all in? What if the Canucks tried, I know it's very hard to see, but tried to package Horvat and Miller. Like just
That's
do a fucking huge trade just to get Miller off your back and to
You
also send away Horvat.
You'd probably get more by fucking doing them separately if you could, but I know what you're saying where you're trying to just dump Miller's contract, but I think no one's even gonna take that no matter what you put with him.
yeah, because I don't know if teams have enough room to take on that because I think Horvat's the more valuable piece in that, and they're going to want to extend Horvat. And by
Right.
extending Horvat, you're taking on like $16 million to your cap,
No,
where
I know, and
they won't
that's
have enough unless you're like Detroit or Ottawa or Buffalo or something. But I think,
Coyote.
yeah, Coyotes, but I think they'd be rushing what they're trying to do. And Canucks would want picks back where those picks are still going to be valuable to those bad teams who are
Yeah.
trying to in the midst of the rebuild. I think something like Colorado is a team that wants Horvat because McKinnon's hurt for a bit. Landeskog's still going to be out for a few more months. So like Horvat is a piece that they're looking at for this year because he still only has $5 million to his name, so he'd be super valuable. Detroit's looking at Horvat too. Um, because I think he would fit Detroit really well with like Dylan Larkin, Andrew Kopp, like Lucas Raymond. I almost said Mason Raymond, throwback 2011.
oof.
But I think Horvat would look really good because he would kind of fit their timeline where they're pretty close to being competitive, where they could still have the good years, but I don't know if Horvat would want to do that. So it's very kind of confusing on what team fits Horvat, Horvat's needs and the team needs. But do you guys have any guesses on where Horvat ends up? Because it seems
Does, does he have a no
inevitable that he's
trade
gonna get traded.
clause?
I maybe a modified, but
Oh, okay.
I'm
A no
positive.
trade clause can always be just fucking, yeah, sure, I'll go here.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but he can pick and choose where he wants to go, basically.
He
Yeah, pretty
probably
much.
has rather than a 6 teams I want to go to, he probably more so has 8, 10 teams I don't want to go to. The
Yeah,
other
for five.
the other 20 I'm fine with kind of thing, you know?
Right.
I
My I was thinking originally, I was thinking possibly the Devils, just with the
That's
way
what
oh
I was
their
thinking.
year was going. And I'm assuming they have the cap space to probably fit him in there. So,
As of
hey,
right now, I'm looking. They have no cap.
the
oh really?
Devils?
Yeah, the Oilers all the way to the Golden Knights literally have $0. But
What site are you on, Cat Friendly?
sporttrack.com.
Go to Cap Friendly and check out New Jersey Devils cap space.
All right,
Because
I'll
I
that'll
feel
go
like
there
New Jersey
right
can
now.
figure out a way to fit him in there.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I mean, plus,
especially if they can send us maybe some money coming back to us, they'd be able to fit Horvat in.
Yeah.
I'm
all right,
sure.
here we go. So the New Jersey Devils have $66,000 in cap space.
Hayden,
So not a lot.
go to the defenseman on New Jersey and look up how
They're
much
probably
John Marino makes.
they're
All right.
probably paying PK Subban still, eh?
Yeah, probably.
Here, I'll see exactly what it is. You
Isn't
guys keep
Marino like
talking.
4 million a year?
Here, you guys keep talking. I'll try and find this.
Because I'm thinking if we can get John Marino back, he's a right shot defenseman, top four. I think he'd fit in nicely with what the Canucks needs, and he's young, and he's going to be cheaper than what Horvat's making. So, like, I think that could be a decent return for us on what we need, and it could take money off the Devils' books where Horvat might be enticed to going. Because they're what, 21, 5, and 2 or something like that. They're past the lucky phase. Like, they're just a good up and coming team and young,
Yeah.
where Horvat could fit in nicely. I like that Devils pick. But yeah, so there's a few different teams that Horvat could end up. I think like I heard like Colorado was massive in the running to get him. So it's gonna be interesting where he could end up. But we'll move on.
I found the John Marino.
All right, hit me. How much does he make?
What's so special about John Marino, if I may ask?
He's just a
Right
solid.
shot defenseman.
He's a solid top
He's
four
making
defenseman.
4.4.
See,
Yeah,
that's $1 million less than what Horvat's making right now.
And send us like I
A
don't know if we get
second?
a first, but like a second round pick and a fourth or something.
Yeah. So like I think even if you just send us like a lower level roster player as well to
McLeod.
get a bit more money off your books, I think that would be a deal like I would make in a heartbeat because Marino fits our needs. So
So then would you take, since Horvat's a center, would you take Michael McLeod then? He's 24, makes under $1 million, and he's an RFA next year.
yeah, why not? Marino McLeod in the second and like a fourth or something for Horvat. I think that'd be decent. Maybe a bit have to work out some other logistics and stuff, but I don't think that's terrible. But we'll get moving here. Chris the Tang returns 12 days. Returns to the ice, game action 12 days after suffering his second stroke. What an absolute fucking wizard beast this Chris the Tang guy is. He suffered it without even knowing he suffered it. Me and Hayden and I, like we alluded to that last week, talked about it, but having him return this soon is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. I can't believe that he's just, yeah, less than 2 weeks. Let's fucking go.
I'm back. Because he was labeled out indefinitely. So usually that means he's out without a timeline, but typically it's longer than 2 weeks.
12 days.
Indefinitely. So people were thinking maybe he's out for a few months, get some time to recover the body, all that. 12 days. It was like, am I reading the right name here? Because I got a notification. It was like from Friedman. It was like Chris Letang is available to play next game. And it's like, what the fuck? That's great. That's absurd. But he's back. It's good to see him doing well. I don't know how he did, but I can't imagine it was nothing crazy, but just the fact that he's back on the ice is crazy. Ovechkin is only 3 goals away from joining Gordie Howe and Wayne Gretzky, part of the 800 goal club. Is he? He's gonna catch Gretzky, eh?
Oh,
Tanner,
yeah.
what do you think?
Barring any injuries or any serious injuries, he should be good to go. This guy doesn't stop, man.
He's a Russian machine.
Yeah.
All he needs to do is play PP1 and just rip one-timers, get 20 goals a season for the next 20 goals is his floor. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's good for 40. This guy should be able to break it in 3 years. Like he's not going to stop until he breaks the record. Him getting this close, and also him going through 2 COVID shortened seasons and 2 lockouts, and he's still within reach of catching the record is absolutely insane to me.
I
It
just
does-
read a thing too that management said we're not going to rebuild while Ovechkin's chasing the goal record.
Yeah, I saw that. That's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, why not? Like, why not go for it,
yeah.
right?
This guy's done everything for the organization. So,
You got your cup in 2018,
yep.
so it's not like you're rebuilding for another one. Go for it when you have the great. It's kind of like Pittsburgh too. Why would they rebuild when they still have Crosby, Letang, and Malkin, who are still playing at the top, like top potential of their game? Like they're still playing crazy. Like Malkin's almost point per game this year, and he's like mid-30s. Like the guys just don't stop. So, um, Bill Zito likes the position of the Florida Panthers despite their record. They're just above 500 at 13, 12, and 4. They're sixth in the Atlantic, tied with Montreal. Do you believe that Florida is attacking their season the right way, or should they kind of move towards retooling, I should say, or kind of rebuilding their team to last year? Because they kind of gave up a shit ton last year to make a run, and that obviously didn't go well, losing in 4 to Tampa. But you have Kachuk, your franchise guy now, locked up for the next 8 years. He is 37 points in 27 games. But do you think Zito's a bit delusional, or do you think Florida is capable of making a run this year? Tanner.
Before the season, I definitely thought they were.
Yeah, you're
Just
not alone on
watching them,
that one.
they look dysfunctional though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not gelling as well. I don't know.
It kind of looks like they obviously didn't race or rush to get this back because obviously you have to make some changes quick and adapt quickly. But it just looks like the chemistry isn't there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, Kachuk's showing that he doesn't need Goudreau because he's playing very high level hockey right now. But Hayden, what do you think about the Panthers and kind of where they're at right now?
It's sad. I thought I mean, I obviously was pretty high on them preseason. Especially after, how much it seemed like they were going to improve after last season, going so deep into the playoffs and being the President Trophy winners. And they just have come out flatter than ever. And they're spent to the books. They have so many huge contracts. I'm finding myself more on cap friendly right now. Just looking, but like Barkov takes up 12% of their cap.
But that guy's like the top five player in the league.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying it's crazy, absolutely crazy how top heavy they are with
Man, try being the
like
Chicago
their
Blackhawks.
first two lines.
They pay Taves and Kane 10 million each.
And
Yeah,
the
that's that.
same, and they were like
And
10-year
that was a
contracts
while
too.
ago too,
Yeah.
right?
They were like
Yeah,
10-year,
no.
13-year contracts back when you can go sicko mode with contracts.
And they pay Seth Jones a ridiculous amount too.
Yeah.
And Keith, right?
They
They
offloaded
dumped
that,
him.
I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they
Edmonton
traded
took
him to Edmonton.
Yeah, and Edmonton
Uh,
took it on with no money retention too.
well, there you go.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, like Matt Kachuk's making 9.5 as well, pretty similar to
yeah,
Barkov. So them two are taking up like a quarter of their cap, which I mean, in retrospect, those two players deserve that. But it's just it's building around that. I think their problem is goaltending. They have the worst contract in the league on their team, and Sergei Bobrovsky making 10 schmilly a year.
yeah, that's
Which
terrible.
from the get-go, I think Tanner, last time you were on here, or one of the times you were on here, you said right when he signed that contract, it became the worst contract in hockey, which which is coming to fruition is pretty damn true because he's not even playing up to Spencer Martin level, and Martin's 2 years removed from the AHL, right? So it's very difficult and hard to recover from. Spencer Knight is playing decent, but Bobrovsky just isn't playing up to the level he should be right now.
This is still a team though that I think could get in a groove and just rattle off like 10 wins in a row.
No,
So
100%. 100%. Um, salary cap, speaking of salary cap, is expected to go up $1 million next year. That's been talked about for a bit. Gary Bettman hits 30 years as the NHL commissioner. Crazy. 30
That's fucked.
years. He was hired in 92 as the first ever NHL commissioner. There was like president of decision making or fucking whatever, but he's the first commissioner of the NHL, celebrating 30 years. As much as people hate on him, boo him, he has done a lot for the league. He's grown it very well, getting some global series and stuff like that, implementing a bit more outdoor series as well. Salary cap's gone up, revenue's gone up since he's been in the league. So as much as you want to hate on him and some of the questionable decisions he's made, he has grown the league well. So congrats to 30 years for Bettman. Wade Redden was inducted into the Ottawa Senators Ring of Honor. Shane Wright was called back up to the Seattle Kraken, and he scored his first NHL goal against the Montreal Canadiens. And if you remember on draft night, he gave them a little stare after getting picked for not picking him one. But good to see Shane Wright get on the board, get on the score sheet a little bit after he was kind of fucked by Hackstall. He was not getting any playing time. Then he was sent to the press box for like 8 games in a row and then sent down when they should have just sent him down from the get-go. Good to see Shane Wright get his first, no?
Definitely.
Yeah,
So,
just a young guy trying to find his spot in the NHL, right?
yeah.
It's tough when you're coming from being like the best player your age in the world and like you can kind of run show in juniors. So they kind of got to take a step back and realize, hey, this is the NHL, right?
Yeah. No, I 100% am on the side of sending your players down no matter where they were drafted. If they were first overall, don't rush them into the league if they're not ready. Like, what's the fucking point? You're playing the long game here. You're not expecting them to come in and be Ovi and Sid or McDiesel. Like, you want him to be productive. And if
Yeah.
he's not showing it, don't hesitate to send him back down to junior for a year. Let him tear it up, get some confidence. Play him in the A. Obviously, if he's still in the A for 4 years, yeah, maybe you got a little problem here. But don't rush him into the NHL. Like that's what I was scared with Jack Hughes, that he was rushed into the league too quick. Luckily, he's playing like a top 15 player this year, but I'm totally on the side of if it's the right move, don't hesitate sending your players down despite him being a top 5 pick.
How do you
Because
see Bedard ending up then? Do you think he goes down to the A,
I
wherever he ends up?
I think
No.
he plays pro right away. But if he's slow, I'm totally fine with sending him down and get some confidence. Like, don't force it, is what I'm saying. If he's not
Mhm.
producing at the NHL, don't force it and have his confidence deteriorate. Like, send him down, let him keep playing. The worst he can do is have a player sit and not play because his development isn't going anywhere. If anything, it's going down because his confidence is shot.
Agreed.
I'd rather have him play in the A than sit in the press box in the NHL. Right? People put a black flag over getting sent down when it can benefit a player, right? But
Especially boost your confidence if you go there and just fucking dominate teams.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like Shane Wright got sent down to the A and scored 4 goals in like 5 games, and then he came back up, and lo and behold, he scores his first NHL goal, first game back.
Mhm.
So, along with Shane Wright, Seattle's making a run. They're kind of on the same Devils page where I think it's past a lucky year for them. I think they're just turning a new page and they're developing into a competitive team, which is always good to see from teams, young, new franchises, I guess. But shout out to the Kraken. Um, Dylan Gunther and Shane Wright are loaned to the Team Canada for the World Juniors. We'll kind of preview that a little bit next episode. Jack Edwards, Pat Maroon. So this was an absolute unbelievable sequence. I want to pull it up on Twitter because I have it right here. But Jack Edwards, the play-by-play announcer for Boston, known as one of the biggest homers in the world, had something to say about Pat Maroon and just went off on him about being overweight and stuff like that. I'm gonna play the 40-second clip here, boys, and then you guys can start talking about it after.
That was day one of training camp. I got a feeling he's had a few more pieces between then and now. Yeah, that's before pregame. Yeah, right. Fasting. Chris, inadvertent fasting for Pat Maroon is like 4 hours without a meal. But hey, 3 cups in a row. Who can argue with his formula? Listen.
What an absolute clown. Pat Maroon went on to say that it was absolutely uncalled for, but he did take the high road and he's ended up raising $50,000 going towards Tampa Bay charities for mental health and awareness and stuff like that. So good on Pat Maroon taking the high road. But what are your boys' thoughts on Edwards' comments on live TV?
Well, when you first told me to look it up and see what it was, I was like, okay, looked it up, saw that it was just a conversation between two people, and I originally messaged you and I was like, wow, what a fucking softy Maroon is. Not knowing who the guy on the other end exactly was. I thought it was two people chirping on ice, like a player v player. And then you're like, no, this was announcer v player. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you don't do that. Like, Maroon didn't even know that you said that on live TV. And you just come out and pull that bullshit. No, that's so fucking low, man. If I was Maroon, I don't know exactly what I would have said online, but it would have just been like, dude, shut the fuck up, you fucking
Yeah.
pussy. Like, don't talk to me about my weight and not even show your face to me after you say something like that. Like, come on. That's just so uncalled for.
Yeah.
Absolutely just what a piece of shit human being.
Yeah. Tanner?
It honestly didn't surprise me that much just because I knew like how much of a fuckstick Jack Edwards already was. So like hearing him say that, it's just like, Jesus Christ, this guy doesn't know when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's brutal, and because Maroon was on Chicklets explaining this story, and like he didn't even receive a formal apology from Edwards. He was like, "Here's my number. Pat Maroon can reach out to me if he wants to talk," and like that's all Maroon got. And Maroon's like, "What the fuck? I'm not gonna go out of my way to reach out to him when he harassed me behind my back." Like Maroon was also saying, he's like, I can take it from a player. Like, that's a different story. But to say it on the PA when it was just brought up out of the blue, when I didn't even do anything to put my name in your mouth and you talked about it for 45 seconds, like the play was continuing. And instead of calling the play, you were talking about my weight. And when he put it like that, I'm like, that is just unbelievable that an announcer would go out of his way to continuously talk about him like that. It's like, what did he do to you? What did he do to you? It was absolutely insane, but good for Pat Maroon for taking the high road, raising a lot of money for a good cause. Unfortunately, it shouldn't have happened in the first place because we don't need that. But Pat Maroon was a good soldier for that. He said he wanted to take a bit before saying some regretful things online, which is smart. But Jack Edwards is an absolute donkey for saying that. And I'm a Pat Maroon fan now. So
The big thing too is like Jack Edwards doesn't know what Pat Maroon dealt with in his life. Maybe he was chubby when he was a kid, and maybe he was bullied for it. Maybe there's like underlying situations that you don't know about, right? So you can't just go
exactly.
stuff on live TV.
No, 100%.
No,
Doesn't set a good
I
example
agree.
either because kids are watching the games too, right? And if
Exactly.
announcers are saying that, then that could pass on bad habits. But
Also, I like how Edwards tried to save it at the end, saying that it's gotten 3 Stanley Cups. maybe his play has got him 3 Stanley Cups. You fuck.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't know. Like you guys know who Jack Edwards is, but now this puts a really, really fine lens, so I could now see him and just be like, "Ooh, okay,
Also,
this is the type of announcer that we're seeing here."
Hayden, you know how John Garrett for the Canucks is a pretty big homer and how like
Oh
everything is
yeah, all
Jack,
the color commentators are pretty big homers. I've found.
but Jack Edwards is John Garrett on every hard drug possible. He is
Okay.
like Boston doesn't do anything wrong in Jack Edwards' eyes, so he's just an absolute clown. Even Boston fans are sick and tired of his bullshit. So,
Dude, that's
yeah.
insane because even when I listen to Canucks games and I hear John Garrett, I'd rather him just shut the fuck up most times.
I'm like, John
So I
Garrett,
couldn't imagine being a Boston fan.
that obviously wasn't goalie interference. No one touched Demko. Like, let's relax here. But
Hey,
move
one more
on.
thing on this. Hayden, if you ever want to kind of get to learn more about Jack Edwards, Jay Onright always roasts him on TSN on his show. So
Oh,
you ever
really?
bring that
Okay.
on in the morning, he always has like a Jack Edwards dumb thing he said segment.
You know that you're that bad when national TV is going out of the way to fucking pick
Canadian
apart
Canadian
your
media too.
sayings.
Canadian
Yeah,
media.
that's oh my God,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's an absolute. Yeah, he sucks. But New Jersey Devils, their road win streak ends at 11 versus the New York Rangers. Jack Hughes had a 6-minute shift to end the game.
Longest shift ever, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I forget who it was against, but 6 minutes. That is insane.
I'd be just on the ice dying and wheezing.
I would. I
Was it
reached
mostly a defensive shift too.
yeah, a lot of it was like penalty killing, power play, and then just like yeah, it was absurd.
He must have been absolutely gassed after that.
I know it's for people who, if you want to put into perspective, hockey shifts are like you go hard for 45 seconds and get off, where this guy was on for 6 minutes, which is absolutely insane. It was against the Islanders. That's who it was. And Chicklets, Jack Hughes played Biz's entire career in one shift last night after an NHL record 6 minutes.
Dude, Biz never played 6 minutes in a game.
It was absurd. But yeah, longest recorded single shift in NHL history since 07-08, since that was probably being tracked. But
Correct.
last point here, Mitch Marner point streak hits 22 games. This he had a goal and an assist in the overtime win versus Calgary. They are set to play tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see if he can continue that. But yeah, that's all I got for the NHL. Hayden, well, I don't know what I'll throw a slant pass to you for the NFL. I don't know. I'm out of ideas for this one.
Honestly, anything works, man. Just,
Yeah,
I'll kick it off to you. That's a good one.
yeah, that's too generic though. You can use that without talking about football.
Yeah, I know that is.
Punt it over to you, I guess. I don't know.
But punting's in rugby, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can't you
just
do?
talk
Okay.
about the
Drop kick.
talk about the NFL.
All right. Well, let's get into the NFL, shall we, my guys? This week, can someone please fucking explain to me why the NFL decided to do 6 teams in one bye week? And it happened to be like one of the most important bye weeks for fans of the game. NFL week 14 absolutely destroyed everyone's assholes because people needed a lot of fantasy implications to get into playoffs. How did that go for all of you guys?
I'm in playoffs in both leagues, lucky enough, but
Nice.
I Yeah, I mean, like I had Michael Carter in my starting lineup, and he got me -1, where I could have played Aaron Jones, but he was on bye week, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So lucky enough, I was already in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because yeah, I'm already in, and in my other league, I'm already in as well, so it didn't really matter. But I could have beat the guy who's number 1 in our league and maybe had first round bye, but the loss turned it into a 2 game swing where I could have
Yeah.
beat him and maybe head to head or goals for or points for or whatever comes into account. But yeah, for me it didn't matter too much, but I understand it mattering for a lot of people.
Tanner, what about you?
So in my redraft league, I could have got into playoffs if I won this week.
Mm-hmm.
My team put up 56 points.
Wait, PPR?
Half.
Oh, that is terrible.
Who
And
did
and listen, and McCaffrey had 28 of those points.
Oh my God.
Kyler Murray got me points, 6 points.
Yeah, that was the biggest one. Last night's game was the biggest fuck you to fantasy players.
And I
yeah.
had Titans D -4. So I got real fucked.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't why wouldn't you try and go after a different defense?
Because my league's fucked, dude. People just keep like 3 defenses on their teams.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Honestly, if I was in that position, sorry, Jeff, if I was in that position, I wouldn't have played a defense. I
Oh,
think
they're playing the
Tennessee's
Jags.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought they Oh my God, last week they played the Eagles. Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the Jags. Actually, yeah, that
Yeah,
fucked me too.
because I started Tennessee's defense as well, and I lost by 4 points.
Oh, Jesus, that's even worse. At least I lost by like 40.
Yeah, I lost by 4 points, and it was to Donald. I could have been 9-4, but instead now I'm 8-5.
Yeah, I can't believe
So
you lost to Donald. Like it was like what, 0.6
no,
that you lost him?
he because he had
Oh wait, no, you just said you lost by 4.
yeah, I lost by 4. I think I lost 96-92, but he had
Right.
Hunter Henry, so like he had
Oh,
10 points because he had 70 yards and 3 receiving first downs, where like if Tennessee just did below average and got me 4 fantasy points, that's an 8 point swing and I would have won. Like, but they
yeah.
lost 14 points for me. So it's like, fuck.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
started them because Jacksonville, like I said to you in your parlay, I never trust Jacksonville or Tennessee to get me money line because there's so two hot and cold teams where it's like you don't know how they're going to play that day. But Tennessee, I took the risk. I'm like, even if they're like averagely bad against Jacksonville,
They'll have to get a
assume
pick at
yeah,
some point.
like I took the risk on Jacksonville sucking that day, but Jacksonville
And it
obviously
burned
just
you.
put up 37 on them or some bullshit like that and got me -4 because they didn't get anything else. They just got points against. They get any sacks, any picks,
Yeah.
any fumbles, any strips, nothing. Just down.
Yeah. For my fantasy leagues, one league, uh, almost like a redraft keeper league. I was pretty much out of it from the get-go. I didn't have a pick until like round 4 because I sold out the year before and I fucked myself. So I think I'm now 2-12. I'm going to have to be doing some sort of forfeit next year. So I was not counting myself actually winning. I think my highest scored player, excluding quarterback, was Isaiah McKenzie. So yeah, that's good. Um,
Isaiah
my
McKenzie.
redraft points per first down league has been so hot and cold. I've wanted to shoot myself. And Dynasty, luckily enough, since I finished with a better record than over half the people on your side, Jeff, I've managed to switch over. So I survive another week.
Did Mike implement the
He did.
crossover?
Yeah, which is good because
It's fair,
how are
yeah.
you gonna send a 3-9 team to verse you or Boliak?
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you.
Well, I'm playing Carey,
Oh,
who's
you're playing carry?
yeah, who's 10-4 right now, and then I think you're playing Jesse, who's also
Oh,
10 and
right,
4.
yes, yes. But I did beat Jesse earlier this year.
Yeah.
But I also had Lamar Jackson, who's out.
Wah, wah.
But
So
with all,
so is that you guys do conferences for your
yeah,
dynasty league then? Yeah, so we do the same thing.
Yeah, two
yeah,
conferences.
we're basically the CFL, except with one extra team.
But like,
Yeah.
but like Hayden's, 3 people are at 10-4, and there's one person at 9-4, and then me and Mike are at 9-4, and then the next person's at like below 500.
Yeah,
So
the
Yeah.
next 4 or the next 3 people. Yeah,
yeah, so it's like
there's only in our conference, Tanner. There's only one person who has a losing record, and they only have like 3 wins.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a tragedy.
It's kind of more like that in dynasty because guys sell out certain years and then guys try to tank the next years, right? So
Exactly.
mhm.
But with all that being said, let's get into week 14. So
Week 14.
it seems like in the same week, week 13 Monday night and week 14 Thursday night, the exact same script happened. The team who should have won had a above 98% chance to win and then lost in the last 3 minutes. Baker Mayfield getting his chance, throwing to absolute nobodies. No Cooper Kupp, no Allen Robinson. Tyler Higbee is his main option. And boys, he gets it done. Like he played, what was it, like 40 minutes? And then
Yeah.
the last 3 of those minutes, he decided to actually turn up.
Dude, that's been the theme of this year. Like, quarterbacks just like to turn it on in the last drive of the game when it's like, bro, when was this for the other half 30 minutes of gameplay that
Right.
you've been in?
And
It's
that's
like,
exactly how I felt on Monday night when Tampa came back and beat New Orleans. It's like, Tom, where the fuck were you the whole rest of the game? And then it's like this time, it's like, Rams, what were you doing? But honestly, I see this one more as a Raiders defeat because they came off firing. They got 10 points in their first 2 drives and then flatlined.
yeah.
Absolutely flatlined and didn't do shit for the rest of the game and left the door wide open for LA. Tanner, did you catch any of this game?
I did not. I was busy that day, so I didn't watch the game. But
Yeah,
good to see
honestly, I
you.
didn't watch the game up until the 3rd minute when or like the last drive when it was like, oh, the Rams have a chance, 98 yards, a minute 45, no timeouts, and they did it.
Well, that was because Holland's gritted to the ball when they punted it to the 2. Sallied a little too early.
Oh my God. It's gritty when you score a touchdown, okay?
Yeah. I just want to tune in. Mitch Marner has extended his point streak to 23 games. He has an assist tonight versus Anaheim. So just wanted to chime in there. Switching it back.
Jesus.
Yeah, guy's on something this year. But anyways, continue.
But yeah, honestly, like the Thursday night games have just been so boring. This upcoming week, definitely excited for the Thursday night game. Conference game, hot team, kind of middling out team. We'll get to that.
Hey,
But well, let's move it to the Sunday slate because wow, we'll start it off with the first game that I was most anticipated to watch at 10 a.m. The Detroit Lions really prove it to the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Minnesota, like, I know we talked about their point differential a couple weeks ago, but now this is really showing.
Yeah. That's
When
their
the Lions are
second.
favored like the Lions were favored in this game.
I know. I fucking bet on the Vikings.
Like, who, what, why, and how? I don't understand how you can be that good. And I get it, a lot of 1-score games, but you flip the script, and obviously Minnesota, it turns out to be like 2-10 or 2-11, whatever. But Detroit, I think this is more of a story now. Can Detroit make it into the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. I really want them in because that would be electric factory.
Dan Campbell would literally be their next mayor.
All the snow in the world for him.
He's gonna have a fun time skiing the slopes with his two 30 ounces of 30
Yeah.
ounces of coffee.
Yeah, guy's an absolute lunatic.
Oh my God.
Penny Sewell though, wide receiver one.
Dude, that just shows Penny Sewell over Jamar Chase right there. I think we can stop with that talk after that
Oh,
gutsy play call. But
that was hilarious.
the Lions did what they had to do, and Dan Campbell has the biggest set of nuts in the world.
Oh yeah, that's what Penny Sewell said at the end of the game. It was like
Yeah.
that guy's got the biggest set of nuts in the league or something like that.
Tanner, did you catch any of this game?
I did. I did watch this game actually.
Oh yeah.
It was very frustrating to watch because I had Vikings spread,
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
Lions have definitely turned it around since the first couple weeks. So I watch Hard Knocks this year too, so it's kind of interesting to just watch them play now, right? You just kind of feel like you know more about the team, but it's a
I
good game.
agree. I agree. I, fortunately enough, didn't want to take that only because I saw that Vegas put Detroit as a favorite. I was like, you know what? I'll go over 54 points. And that hit.
Yeah, it's like they
Yeah.
So
probably
that
know
was
more
good.
than me. They probably know something a little bit more than me. And they
Exactly.
put
It was
my
like when
favorites.
Jacksonville was favored against Baltimore, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you made that mistake before because Jacksonville came and proved that they were favored, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but the Raven, yeah. Yeah, fuck me, actually. Jesus Christ. Speaking of the Ravens, we'll quickly fly over this one. Barely squeak out a win against the Steelers. Kenny Pickett goes down. RIP. Like it was such a boring game. I don't even really want to talk about this one.
Yeah, I didn't really tune into the Ravens Steelers.
The
No,
Ravens games have been boring since Lamar's been out. Like even
even
last,
when Lamar's been in, they've just been like they have no passing game. It's all defense.
Yeah,
It's terrible to watch. And it's
kind of
not
like
even like
Patriots game.
Lamar's. But I mean, at least last night was good. You guys scored over 20 points.
7 of them were from the defense.
There you go. But like, even when Lamar throws a great pass, his receivers can't catch a fucking thing.
Yeah,
Couldn't catch a cold. Like, it's brutal, man. Brutal.
Yeah.
The Battle of Ohio, since he finally gets the gorilla off their back. I totally stole that one instead of the monkey off their back, gorilla.
Oh, Harambe.
Yeah. I bet the under in this game, and I felt like the smartest person ever. The line was set at 47 points. I'm like, this isn't getting above 40. And I
Yeah,
was right.
It was 20-10, right?
23-10.
23-10.
But yeah, Cincinnati finally beats Cleveland, which is huge. I love Cincinnati going into the playoffs this year.
Yeah. I feel like they're getting hot at the right time.
They definitely are. And their defense hasn't allowed a touchdown in the second half this year.
That's
In every game.
exactly what you need. Like
Yeah.
that's MVP material right there. Give it to the second half defense.
Or it might be like one touchdown, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
Like extremely minimal.
Just huge.
Tanner, any thoughts on this game?
I didn't watch this game either.
Oh
But
my gosh, didn't watch the Battle of Ohio.
man, there's so many games on. I can't watch them all.
Do you not have Red Zone?
Yeah, but I don't know. I prefer to watch yesterday.
That's fair.
I was
I usually have at my house the multi-view on 2 games, and then I just switch back and forth between 2 games I want to watch.
I went out for breakfast with Georgia and then I went Christmas shopping for Logan Griff, so I didn't catch a ton of the morning games, but I caught like the tail end of some.
All right.
So, sorry.
Well, the Bills proved to be like a Super Bowl favorite again. An absolute gritty win, and their defense looks fucking just high powered. If you guys didn't see really much of this game, Mike White, I don't know how he didn't leave on a deathbed. I know
You
he
got
went to the ambulance and went to the hospital after, but like he literally stealing another quote. He literally was the less than sign. Like
you
he
got
He was
literally
getting
was like that.
he was getting hammered.
Absolutely just fucking rocketed.
you got folded like a lawn chair there.
Oh, they just saw
Like four
Mike White as a
times.
table. Yeah. Matt Milano said, "I see a table," and
Yeah.
just folded it. No, it was crazy. And yeah, Josh Allen hasn't looked the best. But I mean, if your defense plays that good, you don't have to look the best to win a Super Bowl.
hmm
And they don't even have Von Miller right now.
Exactly. He's out for the season now. Torn
Or Micah
ACL.
Hyde. I think Micah Hyde's been hurt for a while too.
And they
Yep.
just got Tre'Davious White back too, so they were doing this before
Yeah.
him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
We'll go through the two NFC East games here. Cowboys barely squeak out a win against the Texans.
Dude, I was nervous for the Cowboys in this game.
I was too.
Just when you think like our boy Scott was right, like they look unbeatable, they turn performances like that, and it's like I can't get a gauge on this team. It's like they're getting the win, but like they should have been in cruise control against um the Texans there. But yeah, like that interception on the 10-yard line that Dak threw, like
That was terrible.
that was a shot duck. So we'll see. They signed T.Y. Hilton, so it'll be interesting to see like if that'll help them anymore. But
I
I'm
don't get why you would sign T.Y. Hilton.
That doesn't make
No, guy's been battling injuries like his whole latter half of his career. He's basically like Deshaun Jackson. He's gonna make one catch 30 yards down the field, and his hamstring's gonna act up, and he's gonna have to go out and sit the rest of the game.
mhm.
and you already have CeeDee Lamb, Gallup,
Gallup,
Noah Brown,
yeah,
and then you just activated James Washington. You have Dalton Schultz.
yeah. Like I feel like you could have used a defensive piece, more or less,
Yeah.
like a defensive interior person because they haven't really gotten a lot of interior pressure. It's basically Micah Parsons and Lawrence.
I
So
mean, Micah Parsons caused Laramie Tunsil to go to false start like 3 plays in a row. Me and Tanner were watching that. They were in field goal range, and
yeah,
then 3 false starts in a row got them like back to the 50. It's like just by Micah Parsons standing there, Tunsil went on false started. Just the presence there alone is defensive player of the year.
to have that much of an impact is
Yeah.
actually insane.
Because Parsons wasn't even like shifting or whatever, like
He was just
faking him
lining
up.
up
He was just
like a
lining up.
normal player.
And
Yeah.
Tunsil was trying to get ahead of it, but he false started 3 times in a row.
Yeah, no,
So
it's fucking crazy.
That's
The
what
Eagles.
Laramie Tunsil had his gas mask on. He couldn't see what he was doing out there.
I was gonna make a comment about that, but I'm like, I don't know if they'll remember
Evan and I
that.
were watching the games together, and I already made that joke to him.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough. The Eagles handle the Giants. I saw this coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
The Giants, it was a fun story. But they do have the easiest schedule in the NFL. So
Do you guys think Jalen Hurts is in the MVP race?
I think after this week, it's like neck and neck with Mahomes.
Because like the thing with people are shitting on Jalen Hurts for like being surrounded by so much talent and stuff like that, and like it's not all him. When Mahomes was like turning it up with teams like Tyreek and Kelsey and stuff like that, like he had a loaded roster as well, and people were praising him for
Everything.
everything being MVP material. Why isn't Jalen Hurts getting the same treatment? Like he has 3 interceptions. He's doing it on the ground and in the air. He's proven that he's just as important as any other piece on that team. Yes, they have an easy schedule, but he's proven that you can only play who you face. So like I think he should start getting more praise rather than being diminished for what he has around him. And like he's still making unbelievable throws to AJ Brown. Like he's putting it where he needs to, and he's making great plays. I feel like people are shitting on him more than praising him. That's just me. Like, yeah, he might not win MVP, but I think it's not unanimous Mahomes right now. Like, I think he's
Mhm.
made more knucklehead plays than Jalen Hurts has.
No, he
So
definitely has. I think he'll get the nod. Like I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I think he'll start turning heads as soon as playoffs kind of come around and people realize the type of season that he had.
it just sucks because you have to get your votes in before playoffs. So none of his playoffs things will
No, I know.
impact anything.
I was more sorry. I was more or less meaning leading up to playoffs. Like
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks is when you'll start to see the media start talking about, wow, like look at let's say they win, they beat Dallas in the rivalry game, and then they beat whoever else they play, New Orleans, coincidentally. And it's like, oh, like look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has put the team on his back. He's made all these plays, yada yada yada. That's when I think you'll start to see the media maybe kind of center around
Mhm.
who's going to be the MVP. Because right now it's look at the defense for Philadelphia. Look at all the people around for Philadelphia. And it's kind of, I feel like more or less praising Howie Roseman for how he's gone into this year. Like he traded for AJ Brown. He
Yeah.
got depth where he needed depth. And then he fleeced New Orleans for CJ Gardner Johnson, who has had an amazing statistical year. And obviously, Gardner Johnson's out with injury right now, but the Eagles as a whole, it's not one person who stands out on that team. It's
Mhm.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that like I wanted to ask about Jalen Hurts and stuff like that. So that's my personal opinion. Like I think he should be getting more praise than diminishing his play because of how good the Eagles are as a whole. I just feel like people are just going to that immediately when Mahomes was getting the opposite treatment when he had a loaded team around him. So
Agreed.
Good point.
that's all I gotta say.
What about you, Tanner? Do you think Jalen Hurts gets MVP?
I mean, it really is between like three guys right now, so no one else is really having that blow you out of the water year other than Mahomes, Hurts, and possibly Allen. But I mean, Allen just throws so many picks, so I don't know if he could win it.
Mm-hmm. And it was crazy too, because at the start of the year, you could have made a case for Allen, Jackson, Mahomes, and Hurts all in like the first 4 weeks.
Hmm.
Like Allen was blowing teams out of the water. Mahomes was making amazing plays, and Hurts was just being super accurate and super disciplined. And even Tua up until this week.
Yeah. Like
Like I think this performance from Tua has just kicked himself right out.
yeah. Because I think
And
Hurts has been super efficient and he's very careful with the ball while still making big time plays. Um, like again, only 3 picks. I just think his game has been so like universally sound in all aspects of his game this year.
Mhm.
Um, which I think is like MVP material.
No, you're right.
Because if he was just throwing up ducks and picks like Josh Allen and stuff like that and missing a bunch of throws, they wouldn't be putting up 40 points a game. But because he's running well and throwing has improved so much in his throwing and is much more accurate, there's a reason why they're putting up this many points. So
look how much better he's made Miles Sanders too, because they
yeah,
have
Oh
to
yeah.
put a spy on him, so that Miles Sanders is getting so many more openings now, and he's a beast this year, man.
yeah, because before his throwing wasn't a threat, so they would just stack the box. But now that
Yeah,
Hertz is able to make those passes now,
Sanders is just so open to run up the
yeah,
middle.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kept the defenses guessing. So
Uh Trevor Lawrence looks like who everyone was saying that he was. He finally beat Tennessee, or the Jaguars as a whole finally beat Tennessee after 5 years of not beating Tennessee in Tennessee. So that is a big congrats to them because that is a huge burden off their shoulders. They held Derrick Henry, I think, to 2 yards in the second half.
that's crazy.
Like this late into the year, Derrick Henry should be having like 2 yards in the first half and then 180 in the second half.
Yeah, holding that unit to 2 yards in the second half is
Crazy.
diabolical. Yeah,
We won't say too much on that game. Just Trevor Lawrence looks great. The Jaguars fucked my $10 bet. I mean, the Titans did. Titans looked like ass. Chiefs Broncos. I thought that the Chiefs had this game in hand easily.
The one time the Broncos put up a good game, the Chiefs also put up a good game.
The one time the Broncos score over 20 points, the Chiefs decide to put up 34. Yeah, their one day the defense is like, you know what? Fuck you, Russ. And he definitely got fucked. Tanner, as a Seahawks fan, how happy are you with Denver sucking ass?
Every week the Broncos lose is a good week, even if the Seahawks lose.
I could only imagine just the happiness that I would feel. It's like, damn, Seahawks lost 105 game. Oh, let's check the 125 game. Oh, Denver just is fucking getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, Russ is 1 for 7 for 4 yards.
Yeah.
Because that pick is just getting tastier and tastier with every Denver loss.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna
This
be great.
season to me has just been like I didn't have any high expectations, so I can't lose at this point.
Yeah, but did you see that contusion on Russell Wilson's temple?
Yeah, it was fucked.
Like he was looking into space. Like he was looking into the multiverse when he got hit. Like when he was on
Didn't
the
know what
ground,
the
I
fuck
was
he was doing.
I was like, this guy is done for at least a game. But hopefully he gets better. But I think he might be on pace to beat his the amount of washrooms in his house. That's good.
Yeah, as many touchdowns as he
Yeah.
has washrooms. Yeah, that's
I
pretty
think he
good.
has 10 touchdown passes now.
Well, if he doesn't play next week, it's going to be a tight race.
Yeah.
And well, actually, no, I think he. Yeah, no, it could be 10 actually. Yeah, Jerry Jeudy got a hat trick, which was.
But
Which was
also, his third came from Rippin.
That's right.
So
You are right. Yeah.
he might have. I think it's 9 or 10.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Speaking of the Seahawks, Tanner, how have the Seahawks been so good, but then lost to terrible teams? I'm speaking of the NFC South. They're 0-4 this year against teams in the NFC South.
Fuck, I don't know, man. That game was so frustrating to watch. I was literally screaming at my TV, man.
Dude, Carolina was running all over them.
Every play they just handed the ball off, ran up the middle for fucking 7 or 10 yards. It was like, can we like maybe put some run stuffers in there or something?
Right? Like where was anyone who could actually stack the box? Like how many tackles did Cody Barton have? Like
Dude,
a million?
Every play, our linebackers would engage and then just get hung up, and then the fucking running back would run right past them. Like they couldn't get off the tackle.
No, that's insane. Cody Barton had 15 tackles, 7 a solo, and 8 assists.
Yeah, Tanner, when you were watching the first half of my house, you were like screaming from every aspect of the upstairs. Just be like, fuck! Gino, what is happening, man? Like, it wasn't Gino's best game. He was missing all sorts of throws and throwing some pretty bad interceptions. But I think Seahawks it wasn't their day. Just wasn't
It was
their
their
day.
defense that lost in that game. You gotta be able to stop the run.
Especially
against, oh my God, especially against the Panthers, man.
Yeah.
Like Chuba Hubbard, not Christian McCaffrey. Donta Foreman, not Christian McCaffrey. Who do they look like today? Christian McCaffrey.
Dude, those guys were barely in the league last year.
No, bullying the league? No, they had
no,
barely in the league.
Barely.
Barely. Oh, I thought you said bullying the league.
No.
I'm like,
no.
They probably had like a handful of like decent games. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard what Tanner said. Yeah,
Yeah.
Foreman was like a suitcase before he got to the Panthers, and now like he's got an opportunity.
And then Chuba Hubbard looked like a fumbling machine.
Yeah.
But... this put a smile on my face. The 49ers absolutely destroy Tampa. I love that. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, becomes Mr. Relevant.
Yeah.
The first ever player making his first career start beats Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Second time Tom Brady's only ever been to San Fran, which I find absolutely insane of a stat.
In 23 years, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's only played there twice.
But I'm going to say one thing. Even though the Saints didn't play this week, the Saints are clearly a more talented team than Tampa, just way more poorly ran. I think this game proves a lot because the 49ers only scored 13 points in Santa Clara, and then this game they decided to drop half of 70 on Tampa, and yet Tampa is leading the division right now.
I mean, like the South is just the new NFC East. It's just like it's every year there's a conference where every team sucks ass, or
Every
at
team.
least 3 out of the 4.
Yep.
And this year it's the NFC South team. I thought it was going to be the AFC South that was going to be the new NFC East. I thought every team in that division was going to be trash. It's pretty close, but
Pretty close.
I did not think it was going to be the NFC South. I thought there was going to be a potential of 3 playoff teams, not barely one. Tampa, it's just a matter of nothing is working, nothing is clicking. Their highest potential of being good is just tarnished with injuries, mixed with Tom Brady not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a year where as Brady's career is winding down, everything needs to be firing on all cylinders. Because he isn't what he was 10 years ago, right? Obviously, age is going to catch up to you in some sort of way, no matter how much plyometrics you do, right? Like he's going to age. Nothing's going to keep up that long. So everything needs to be firing on all cylinders, and just it's not right now. So it's just like one of those years where I can't count them out when it comes to playoff time, but they're just not doing well.
I'm gonna count them out when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah.
The Bucks suck. Every team from the NFC South sucks. I don't think Tom Brady sucks. I think the whole team sucks.
Yeah.
Like on that 65-yard touchdown pass that Brady threw, Donovan Smith, he got like 3 holding penalties or 3 penalties back to back to back. Like he couldn't even handle Nick Bosa without feeling his asshole stretched out. The Bucks are going to be the NFC South winners and lose to. It's going to be the first time he loses to Dallas, because I think Philly has a stranglehold on first, and Dallas has a stranglehold on 5th, and Dallas might be the second best team in the NFC. So,
Yeah.
I'm fully out on the Bucks. Count me out now.
That's fair.
I'll take my losses and I'll leave. But Tanner, was this concerning to you at all, or was this
Dude, I
a
couldn't
joyful
believe
moment
it
for
when I
you?
checked the score. What was it, like 28-0 or something at one point?
Yeah.
It was 35-0.
35-0, yeah.
Yeah. The over hit because of Tampa Bay's last touchdown.
Yeah.
And only touchdown.
Bucks are absolutely lost right now, so
Oh, lost in the sauce.
that whole division is.
Yeah.
That was like
no,
the
yeah,
NFC one year.
God.
The
I
year
can't
that
believe we're in.
I was gonna say it's like the NFC that one year
What?
when the winning team got to the playoffs with the losing record.
The Giants, yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were like the last wild card, and they weren't losing, but I think they were like 9-7
No, one of
in
the
the Super
it,
Bowl.
it might have been Washington
Oh,
when they
oh,
played the Bucks. They had
yeah,
a
yeah,
losing
it
record.
was.
They had a losing
Yes.
record and made the playoffs.
Yeah, 7-9, yeah. But anywho, the last game of Sunday, Justin Herbert over Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I was kind of baffled with the I still like Tua. I'm not like against him. Like, but I just don't think he's at the level above Herbert, because Herbert can make so many more throws that Tua can't.
Oh yeah.
And Theo Ash on TikTok, he made a really good point of like, let me see Tua throw to the sticks, throw to the sidelines, because I haven't seen one play where it's made me confident he can make that throw when Herbert can make every throw that you need him to. So, like, I think Tyreek should be in the MVP conversation just as much, if not more, than Cooper Kupp last year, because Cooper Kupp got the triple crown, but Tyreek has literally turned that Miami offense around with how he's made an impact on Tua and everyone else. But yeah, I think it's Herbert over Tua even before this game.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? Obviously, that crazy play from this game where the ball just
Yeah.
to
It just
Tyreek.
squeaked out.
It looked like the Miami
Teron Armstead.
offensive lineman.
Yeah, he hit it back.
He like scooped it to him, right?
Yeah. But it's like, how can you? Surely Teron Armstead could not have seen him. He probably was just like, fuck it, Tyreek down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or like, my team's probably more this way. I'm gonna push it this way because I can't get
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah. So great heads up play by former Saint Teron Armstead.
yeah, massive awareness.
Gotta get my wins where I can nowadays. But no, like you said, Jeff, Herbert can make every throw Tua can, plus all of the actually complicated ones. Because
Mhm.
I agree, I haven't seen Tua make a throw to the sticks yet, like a confident 10-yard out route, when it's like that route is super essential in your last minute of the game.
Yeah, like 2-minute drills and stuff.
2 minute. Yeah, exactly. You know, you
Drive
got to work the
alive, yeah.
time. So,
And what I really noticed as well is like Herbert rolling out to the right. You can know every quarterback can make a throw on the run. It's when Herbert's running out to the left
to the
and
left,
he has to like twist his body.
cross body.
Tua can't make those throws. I've seen him roll out to the right as a lefty many times, and he's tucked it and ran. Where it's like
or he'll throw it like 2 yards into the dirt before the receiver,
or he'll just throw it away. But he's never actually. I've never seen him try to make that throw because I just don't think he can. I don't know if it's like a comfort thing with his hip or something like that, but Herbert can just make so many more like throws under pressure, all that than Tua can. So I've never believed the Tua over Herbert stuff.
Agreed. And with the final game Monday night, it only took 3 plays for me to know that the Patriots were going to win.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I don't really think you can blame the turf for this one, because I think it was just Kyler Murray being Kyler Murray, and I think he physically, as a human being, outstretches his own ligaments. And because I watched that play and I was like, I don't even see where the knee kind of pops until you really slowed it down, and you can kind of see the knee jump from like the right to the left, and it's that's where he tore his ACL. But unfortunate for Kyler Murray, as the season ends, he won't even be back until like November, like earliest next year.
Might be like an OBJ situation where it's like he might be out real late, like New Year kind of thing.
Yeah, especially if Arizona's just not doing anything, he might not even like come back next year. Just because Arizona's already invested in him. So good job that he got his money. But Jeff, your Patriots,
huge dub for them this week.
Massive. It shot him into the wild card.
Especially with Miami losing and Jets losing, like that parachutes them in. Yeah.
Pierre Strong.
I still don't think the Patriots can really compete with the top, but
yeah. And because like their strength of schedule is kind of up there as well.
No, Pierre Strong was unreal.
Yeah, and Kevin Harris as well. Like their strength of schedule doesn't favor them. I'm pretty sure they play like Cincy, Buffalo, Baltimore, and Miami. So like basically 4 playoff teams. So
Raiders.
no, they play the Raiders, but
yeah,
next week. But I know their last 2 weeks is Buffalo, Miami. So it's not the easiest of schedules, but they're teams that I think we can beat. Like I think we'll beat the Raiders. We always playing Buffalo is very 50-50 with New England. Like we'll either get routed or we'll give them a good game. We don't have good history of playing Miami on the last game of the season. If you remember that wild play against the Gronkowski.
But that's always in Miami.
Yeah. So we've never had
this is in Foxborough.
Yeah, so we've never had good history playing against Miami in the last game, but I still think that we need a lot of luck to go our way. With like the Chargers schedule is really easy, and they have the same record as us. So we need a lot of things to go our way to make the playoffs, but it's not out of question. But yeah,
You
Kevin
need to at
Harris,
least go 2-2 if you want to have any chance.
yeah, 100%. 100%. Which I think is possible. Um
Yeah.
Kevin Harris and Pierre Strong ran the hell out of the ball after Ramondre was ruled out. Shout out to Nelson Aguilar for waving down help and stopping the play because Parker was stumbling on the line, getting set up for the play with a concussion. Ton of injuries. Marcus Jones, me and Scott were talking last night about how electric of a player he is. Really excited. We always somehow groom good running backs and good cornerbacks out the ass and then play him for 3 years and then just draft a new random one out of the third round and he'll be a star player after that guy gets his money. So, good turnouts from rookie players. Mac Jones looked great when he got the chance to throw the ball. There were times where it looked like we didn't want to win the game, but Mac Jones looked really good in like 15 to 20 yard passes. He was snapping them in there. Hunter Henry played really good getting open for him downfield. So there's a lot of good things. The defense did look worrisome in the first half, though. Me and Scott were saying like we were hesitant that we were going to lose to Colt McCoy and James Conner um, duo because Connor was getting 4 yards a carry at minimum. We couldn't stop him, and Colt McCoy was doing these stupid little curl routes and stuff like that, always getting first downs and shit. So it was frustrating, but we pulled out a win with a clutch fumble return touchdown, and I hope Mac Jones gets to continue to throw the ball downfield because he looked good doing it last night. So that's
Agreed.
that's my TED talk.
All right. Well, with that concludes week 14.
Fucking rights. Hayden,
Yeah.
did you bring anything for us this week, or are we gonna postpone it for next week?
No. I got some shit for you guys.
All right.
Was this fucking sports trivia or some shit?
This is, in fact, sports trivia, Tanner.
Tanner, you might wipe me with this because my internet's unstable right now, so you might be able to hear the questions before me, but I'll do my best here.
Is this like you got to buzz in or something?
Yeah, this is buzz in, which is unfortunate for Jeff because his internet has decided to just be a piece of shit for like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I find myself that I'm talking over him, even though in my ears he's not talking. So this is gonna be, how about in the chat? You guys can just pull up like your chat menu. Hopefully that'll be kind of maybe a little bit better. And whoever message I see first, I'll go to you guys.
Skills, Jeff.
Oh, he's frozen. Oh, this is great.
What do I have to put in the chat? My name?
Just put like anything.
I'm
Just like a one or a one letter.
Yeah, I was just gonna type a letter and press enter or something like that if I have the answer.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So we'll start it off. There is 11 questions. 11 is a question about me, so we'll see if you guys know it. If it has to come down to a tiebreaker.
Can I
But
pause right now? I'm gonna change my Wi-Fi settings
we'll
because
see. So I'll
So
switch it up.
So none of us know the category.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I changed my Wi-Fi network. It changed to the extender for some reason that I've gassed. So that's why my Wi-Fi's been dookie. So
Okay.
I've changed it to the main network, so hopefully it should be fine for the rest of the thing.
So when I talk, does my mouth move fluently?
Yeah, everything's up to speed now. Hopefully this doesn't impact the actual audio. But
All right.
are we still doing the
that-
chat thing? Are we still doing the chat thing?
Yeah, we'll still do the chat thing. That way it's a little bit better. A little
Okay.
bit more easy. Okay.
Cool.
Let's start it off, boys. You guys ready?
Let's rock and roll.
Yep.
All right. Which NFL team has had 20 straight winning seasons before? All right, Tanner.
The Pats.
That is incorrect.
Steelers.
That is also incorrect. We'll go
What?
back to Tanner.
The Giants? Fuck, I don't know.
Nope.
20 straight winning seasons?
Mm-hmm. If you guys don't get it after this one, I'll give you a big hint.
The Vikings?
No. All right, big hint. Tanner first. They are in the NFC East.
It has to be the Cowboys.
It is the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I was between the Cowboys and the Vikings.
Yeah. So I'll give that one to Tanner.
We still suck though because we didn't get that till the third guess.
Yeah.
I thought it
But
was.
you know what? You guys got it. So that's regardless.
I thought Steelers was the lock.
I knew New England was gonna try. I was gonna pop up in an answer, surely. Okay, next question. How many seasons did Wayne Gretzky play? Tanner.
11?
No. Jeff.
I'm gonna guess 16.
No. I'll give you a hint. It's over both of your answers.
Holy fuck.
So back to Tanner.
Wait, should we do like whoever's closer with the next one gets the point?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Over 16. 23. Michael Jordan, let's go.
All right, Jeff.
20.
Right on the dot. Jeff gets it.
Nailed it.
I knew he retired in 99, so I was trying to backtrack
Just
that
how much?
to like I thought he came into the league at 72, but I was like maybe he played like 15, so I'll guess like maybe he came in at 74, but he came in at 69. No, that's 30 years.
79.
79.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
My first was a total guess. 11. What a mutt.
I was like 11. Okay. Question number 3. Who owns the hardest shot record in NHL history?
Chara.
Yeah.
That was fucking throw up. How did I not answer quicker?
I knew that one was going to be an easy one. All right. This one, you got to name the field and the teams. Oh, fuck. Well, I kind of gave it away. What 4 teams share fields? Tanner.
Oh no, I fucked up. I don't know. The field? No, I don't know. Pass it to Jeb.
Oh, pass.
I have to think about it.
All right,
Is
Jeff.
it? I'm assuming this is NFL.
Yeah.
MetLife with the Giants and the Jets, and SoFi
Yeah.
with the Rams and the Chargers.
You are correct.
I wasn't sure if you're talking about like MetLife has the New York Red Bulls, Jets, Giant, like
That's
one
what I
field.
thought it was. That's what I thought it was.
That's what I
Like
was
different
thinking.
sports share the same field.
Oh, yeah, no, 2 and 2. Remember, this is only NFL and NHL.
Okay, I got it
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So what was it 3-1? 2-1?
3-1. Yes. All right. What only NFL team has lost 4 Super Bowls?
The Bills.
Correct.
Fuck, I knew that one too.
Well, actually, did Tanner, you put in your answer, right?
I put it in just before him.
Sorry, yeah,
you
you
was
did.
before, yeah.
Yeah, you did, yeah. I thought, okay, yeah, no, that's right.
And they lost him
knew that
4
too.
years in a row,
4
too.
years in a row.
That's the ultimate curse of all curses.
Yes.
4 in a row, you
Could
lose them all.
Could you imagine?
Fuck.
I'd just be so hard to be a Bills fan. Yeah. Okay, well, Jeff kind of has Tanner by the balls here.
Yeah.
we'll go with a semi-hard question here. Where do the third most players come from in the NHL? So this is like a country. So what country provides the third most NHL players?
Well, I buzzed in first, obviously. Russia.
Wrong.
Oh,
I'm between two here. Sweden.
Oh, Joe!
fuck, that was my
Holy
other
shit!
answer.
I was between them or Finland. I was between
Dude,
Sweden and Finland.
that was what I originally thought when you read the question, but then I got thinking, I was like, fuck, Russia's so fucking big. There's gotta be way more Russians than you think.
That's what I thought too when I wrote this question because I'm like, okay, America and Canada 1 and 2, Canada
Yeah.
1, America 2, but I'm like, surely Russia's third, and yeah, no, Sweden barely though.
What's Russia? Do you know?
Yeah, I can. Russia's fourth.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Actually, I can search that up because
By a hair.
Yeah,
My first thought was Germany, and I was like, wait, no, there's fucking Russia, Sweden, and Finland.
yeah, Russia is fourth. So the drop off from second to third, 242 to 91. And then 91 to 51. So
I needed that one.
Who's in fifth?
Oh fuck, I think Finland was in fifth.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, yeah, Tanner, you need to fucking come back here. We'll go with a NFL question. Who was the second unanimous NFL MVP? So obviously unanimous is like there's only been two. And this guy had a season where it's like unanimous being like everyone picked him. For people who don't know what unanimous means.
Was it?
Did you? Oh yeah, you put in. Okay, yeah, you.
Was it Brady?
You are wrong. He was the first one.
Oh fuck! I thought there was maybe one before him.
Tanner with a big opportunity here.
Okay, this is a total guess. Was it LaDainian Tomlinson?
No, it was not. So my hint was Tom Brady was the first.
I don't know then, man.
So I'll have to think of another. I'll have to think of another one if you guys can't get it here.
I have a guess, but I don't think it's right.
Well, you are next, so let's hope it is.
I'm Adrian Peterson.
No. All right, Tanner.
Unanimous.
Yeah.
Was it Mahomes?
No, it was not Mahomes.
Okay, that I was between Mahomes and.
So my
AP.
hint, hopefully you guys know your years. 2019.
So it's Jeb first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jev, just to keep it going along, I'm gonna count down from 10. 10, 9,
I forget.
8,
Oh fuck!
7, 6, 5.
Aaron Rodgers.
Nope. That was 2020, my guy.
Aaron Rodgers was the 2 years, last 2 years.
Yep. Tanner with a big potential steal. Who was it? 2019. Oh, he's frozen now. Uh-oh.
Start counting down. Start counting down. Start counting down.
Oh, there he is. He's back. Can you hear us?
Are we on?
What?
God, I should know this. So when Rodgers, and then who? Fuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now you're back. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Lamar?
Yeah!
Yes!
I fucking forgot he won MVP first.
Yeah, his second year in the league, he had the best season by far of anyone in that year. He won me
Yeah,
my first fantasy championship.
I just need to think about it, and you count down. I was like, fuck. I was panicking, but
As soon
God.
as like the year, I was like, the year is gonna be the one that gets them.
I panicked and said Rogers because I knew he won one around 2019, but I couldn't remember the years exactly.
Yep.
Fuck.
All right, Tanner kind of catching it up.
There you go.
Now we'll do another one here. Who was the first player to sign $1 million contract in the NHL?
First. Derek Sanderson.
No.
Fuck, he was the highest paid athlete at one point in all of sports. So I thought maybe that was it.
Bro, I don't even know this one.
For just a milli?
Yep.
That in the NHL.
Yep.
Fuck, I'm trying to think what year or time frame that would even be. I have no idea, man.
Jeff, I'm pretty sure the player that you said was actually offered by a different league to play for over $1 million.
Oh, so maybe like
Then
okay.
yeah, I think he was, yeah.
Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Bure? Fuck, I'm no
No.
idea.
I'll give you a hint. Wait, no, I actually don't know about Jeff's player. All right, Jeff, back to you. If you don't get it, I'll give you a hint.
I'm gonna guess. I feel like Gretzky would be way too obvious. People were getting mills before that. Had to have been.
I'm gonna count down.
I don't know. Like,
10,
was it Gordie Howe?
9.
People signed him just for the name. Gordie
You are
Howe.
wrong. Tanner with a huge chance to steal.
That guy
I don't know.
played. That guy
I'm just
played for
gonna
like
throw it out
60
there.
years.
Paul Coffey? I don't know.
Nope. All right, he played for an original 6.
Can you give us like the decade?
Well before our time.
Fuck. Original 6.
Yep.
Guy Lafleur.
No.
I don't know.
I thought this one would actually be pretty. I don't know why. I definitely.
He's got to
thought
be a
I
big
would've gotten
name.
this. Yes, he is a huge name. A huge name.
Fuck.
If you've ever met Paul Lefebvre, you'd know who this fellow is.
I don't know, man. I have
You've
no
been
idea.
pretty good with just tossing out names. Literally just any big hockey name. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. Make it interesting.
Fucking Maurice Richard. I don't know, man.
Oh my God, no.
I feel
He
like
is one
that
of the
guy's
most.
making $5,000 a game.
He has one of the most iconic NHL pictures.
Jeff, we're gonna hate ourselves when we figure this out.
Might shoot myself.
Oh, I know it is.
Bobby Orr.
Yeah.
Fuck! As soon as he said that.
All right. Well, with that, Jevin wins the sports trivia, but we'll keep going because they're pretty funny questions. So just say what you guys think. What is the only nonprofit team in the NFL?
Okay, Jeb, I'll wait for you to we'll both get answers and then we can kind of both answer. And then Hayden will say who's right if we're right.
Okay. Non-profit.
Yeah. They're basically. Oh no, I'm not gonna give any hints actually for the first one.
I want to say this team, but it's too toxic to be non-profit. I'll say
Well, if you have your
the
answer,
Jackson. Do I say it?
just Tanner, do you have your answer?
Yes.
Okay. Say your guys' answer.
The Green Bay Packers.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tanner is correct.
Let's go.
Boom!
Yeah, Tanner is correct. Packers are owned by the state of Wisconsin,
Bang.
not by one owner.
I knew you could like buy shares in the team, so I thought something was weird there.
Yeah. All right, last two questions. How thick is the ice on a hockey arena supposed to be?
This is NHL standard, I guess.
I'm guessing this is just like every standard.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Okay.
All right.
Inch
Say your
and a
guys'
half?
answer.
Inch
2.5 inches.
No, both wrong.
Is it an
It's
inch?
probably
less.
thicker.
Is it an inch?
Wrong,
What?
Fuck off.
but it's less than an inch.
Jesus. It's probably half an inch then.
It's actually more than half an inch.
Is it 3/4?
It's 3/4. Yeah,
Dude, that's so thin.
I know. Right? Like I could not believe that it's actually that thin, or that's usually how it's played. But all right, last question.
I thought it was around between an inch and 2. I didn't think it was 2, so I thought it was like an inch or inch and a half.
I would think that too.
Because
But
I
no,
always, because I was here,
3/4.
because I always hear like, yeah, they're playing on an inch of ice or whatever like that, and I'm like, that's a lot of ice.
No, about 3/4. All right, this one, all time. Okay, this is the personal one about me. All time, who is my favorite NFL running back?
Jeff probably knows this fucking right away.
No, I know who his favorite all-time player is, which isn't even a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite running back. I'm trying to think back to like Madden 08 when we'd play.
He was definitely around playing in Madden 08.
I don't know. No.
You guys
you
both
don't-
have an answer. We'll wait and
Hold
then
on.
we'll go.
Oh, I think I know.
Okay.
I might know. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess.
Yep.
Darren Sproles.
Adrian Peterson.
Wrong and wrong. I'll give you a hint. Jev is closer. Darren Sproles may have played with this person. And by may have, I mean he definitely was on the same team.
For the Eagles.
I'm not saying the team.
Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi.
Dude, he wasn't around in Madden 08.
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that clue.
Fuck, who's the Eagles running backs back then?
It wasn't the
He-
Eagles.
Played on the Saints too.
It wasn't the Saints.
It wasn't?
Nope.
Who did Sproles play? He was a suitcase at the end of his career.
He played. I think he has 3 main teams. Let's see, actually. Or
I don't
this
remember
this running
Sproles.
this running back had 1 main team, but Darren Sproles had 3 main teams. I'll actually look up Darren Sproles. See what he was actually okay, yeah. So Darren Sproles was drafted to the team that my favorite all-time running back played for. So you guys are both wrong. New Orleans was Darren Sproles' 2nd team, and then Philly was his 3rd team.
Oh, fuck me, eh?
But he played with my favorite running back for his first stint.
I don't know.
Okay, well I'm running out of time personally here. So he played for the Chargers.
I thought it was the Chargers too.
LT?
So it's LT.
Yeah, it's LT.
I was thinking that too. I was like, it's probably fucking LT because I said his name earlier.
Yeah, for the MVP, yeah.
Did he
I
win
will-
MVP, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Him and Adrian Peterson are the only running backs. So, maybe I'm wrong.
2
on that
most
one.
recent running backs to win.
Yeah,
it.
at least.
How the fuck was he that not unanimous? Didn't that guy have like fucking 40 touchdowns that year, man?
Yeah, he did get 28 touchdowns, I think.
Which is fucked.
Yeah.
Insane.
So no, I was wrong. There have been multiple running backs. Jim Brown twice. Paul Hornung, Jim Taylor, Jim Brown again, Larry Brown, OJ, Walter, Earl Campbell, Marcus Allen, Thurman Thomas, Emmett Smith, Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, Marshall Falk, Sean Alexander, LT, AP.
There's been so many.
Yeah.
There's been so many.
There has. LT, 1,800 yards, 5.2 yards a carry, 113 yards a game, 28 touchdowns, 500 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Imagine him on your fantasy team.
Yeah,
31 touchdowns.
If you didn't win the ship that year in fantasy,
What?
if you didn't win the ship that year in fantasy,
Oh,
that's just
then you're
Every other player got hurt.
Yeah.
All right, boys, this is a great episode. Hayden, I know you got to run, so I'm gonna clock this out. Where can people find you, Tanner?
just at Tanner Rennich, nice and simple, boys.
Nice and simple. Hayden?
At Hayden_Barton on Instagram and Twitter, and at HBart13 on TikTok.
Follow me on Instagram at Jevin.Lefave, on Twitter at JevinLefave. Find everything for the show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LeftsideHeavy_. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube Left Side Heavy, rate and review on any platform you listen to this show. Tanner, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast. Got to get you on more often. Thank you for listening, and peace out.